Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurfarhana binti Zaili Azmi 1917496 from Section 2. For our Gombak Art and Craft Handiwork Center, I am focusing on the Keris making, which is one of our local arts and works. These are all the boards for the final project. Keris is a unique martial weapon that is used for thrusting, and it is also popular in Indonesia and Malaysia. With the title of this project, Atma, which means soul or life in Malay, it could have linked that we should take account of our own local heritage by cultivating the arts and restore it within our community, as if it is the soul of our culture, in hopes to not only restore but also to relive the heritage of Keris that is incomparable. Moving on to the site, my site is at Site A, located near Kampung Sungai Pusu and just the opposite of Mahalah Bilal Cafe, with the dimension of the proposed site 40,000 times 50,000. Little bit about the client. Mr. Azrin Azwan is the founder of Keris Empire. Based on interview with him, he preferred to have merchant assistance for the workshop and also requested a little bit of traditional in the building. For the precedent synthesis taken from the studies, two buildings had been chosen. The first one, Jataban, that located in India. The synthesis taken from the building are the open roof structure and the use of timber and brick. The second one, Arts and Crafts Studios in South Korea. The synthesis taken are the linear spatial organization and the use of metal cladding. As for the case studies, divided by two, which the first one is materials, the chosen ones are concrete, metal, brick, and timber. Brick and concrete are good resistance against heat, plus for brick it will give the aesthetic to the building. The other is the study layout of workshop, which divided by two for steel and timber. Firstly, steel starts from the storage material to the rollout, which involve heating and hammering. Then to the annealing, grinding, and lastly warang, the arsenic poison room. And for the wood carving workshop, starts from the material storage to the cutting, then carving, grinding, and polishing. Hence, with the studies and synthesis applied, for the site synthesis, firstly by making sure to utilize some spaces facing northerly to get maximum lighting and ventilation. Next, to add and remain the same species trees within the boundaries, as the proposed boundaries is lacking of existing natural features. Lastly is to have the bollard lights and pathway as the side lack of lighting for the night. Moving on to the second board. About my concept, it is neoclassic. The ideas got from the client, which wanted to have the essence of local vernacular. To develop the concept, it is responding to the site location. Firstly, starting from the vista to the site from the entrance, there are 4 vista axes. Secondly, the forms put in segments based on the axes. By deciding the programs under public, semi-public, and private, 2 segments being merged, and from the programs it should be a connection. Since the prominent corner for ventilation and lighting is crucial, it should be for the spaces that requires like openness. And lastly, the best view area which facing the forest. The bubble diagram showing the circulation flow of the users, and the fully shaded bubble highlighting that it is a private space, half shaded is the semi-public space, and zero shaded is the public space. Move on to the site plan. There are 3 possible circulation. The first one is the drop-off only guests, which they will enter from the main road, then go straight to the drop-off bay. Second situation, the staffs and the visitors. They can enter from the main road and then go straight and U-turn to find the parking spaces. And lastly, the services circulation. Without having to pass by the main entrance of the building, the services transportation will enter from the main road and turn to the left to the loading bay near the cafe. And one of the main attractions also is the pavilion space, where it purposed for commercializing our local culture, for example like silat performance. Now is the board 3. For the ground floor plan, the tailored version of the bubble diagram can be seen. As the ground floor will be accessed by everyone, most of the public use spaces located at ground floor in the same program such as lobby, shop and reception area. Walk to the next programs, which includes both internal and external use programs. It enters to the open exhibition area at the wide hallway. From there, the visitors can also see the Keris making progress from the glass view of the workshops. And for the blacksmith, they can enter the workshop from the building's back. Move on to the last program, which is the cafe and musola, where it is separated from the building because it can work on its own. For example, if there is passerby that requires that kind of service. And from the floor plan itself, it can be seen that the use of post and beam construction. Now to the board 4. Going to the upstairs is the musola, which connected to the other building. The first floor mainly focuses on the Edu Center, which consists of resource center and seminar room. The floor also can be accessed by the main open stairs, which is one of the attractions of the building too, as the stairs is not private. However, for the private purposes stairs for the office workers, they will use the fire staircase to the highest floor, which on the second floor plan. For the second floor plan, the second floor plan consists of office, lounge spaces, for example like pantry, and also leisure room for the boss. The second floor plan corridor also applied a unique band block to represent the vernacular architecture too. Move on to the fifth board. From the floor plans, the first cut section is XX, which it can be seen where the ground floor it cuts through the pavilion, stairs, exhibition, and steel workshop. For the first floor, it cuts through the stairs, hallway, and seminar room. And for the second floor, it cuts through hallway and office. As for the section YY, the ground floor it cuts through the shop, fire stairs, steel workshop, office, and store. For the first floor, fire stairs, seminar room, and resource center. And lastly, through fire stairs, office, private lounge, and nap room. From the sectional details, it cuts through the main stairs glass and through the corridor, which shows the timber bracing structure between the bricks van block. Now we move on to the elevations. For the elevation, the northwest elevation showing the open glass main stairs facade, the pitch roof, and also the open roof structure. As for the southwest, the facade applied at the cafe area as it is facing the public parking spaces and it involves the use of louvers. Same with the lobby space. By having louvers, it embedded the sense of private for the space too. Hence, it would be good for musola spaces. As louvered facade works best as the air renewal and shading devices, the northeast elevation applies it to the lounge area of the internal workers. Lastly, the southeast is the back of the building, where you can see the materials I'm using is the metal cladding, where it is used at the roof. For the final board, these are some drawings showing the interior of the building, view to the cafe, corridor upstairs, and also exhibition space. Move on to the water supply and sanitary diagram. The blue line is the water layout and the red line is the sanitary layout. As the building is splitting, the water supply of the cafe space is different from the toilet water tank. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.